Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We are live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Tessie Umeri. Let's begin with the headlines. President Bola Tinubu back in Abuja after 10-day working visit to Lagos. National Assembly set to resume after 2 months annual recess.
Later, the Electoral Act and the Constitution is amended before the election season commences.
Federal government unveils state-level emergency preparedness and response plans. Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and the Creative Economy set to develop Africa into a $500 billion fashion epicenter. Those were the headlines. Now details. President Bola Tinubu is back in Abuja after a 10-day working visit to Lagos. The presidential airplane landed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at 6:55 Monday evening. The president, who left Abuja on Friday, September 26th, attended the coronation of the new Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja in Ibadan, before proceeding to Lagos the same day. While in Lagos, President Tinubu engaged with key investors, including Bayo Ogunlesi, Chief Executive Officer of Global Infrastructure Partners, and Kim Bello Osage, former chairman of United Bank for Africa, and Etisalat, and now chairman of Metis Capital Partners. On the eve of Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary, President Tinubu visited Imo State to inaugurate projects executed by Governor Hope Uzodinma, and also unveiled a book authored by the governor chronicling 10 years of the APC governance in Nigeria. Apart from addressing the nation in a broadcast on Independence Day, he later inaugurated the renovated National Theatre, now renamed the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts. President Tinubu also visited Jos, Plateau State, to attend the burial of Mama Lydia Yelwada, the mother of the national chairman of the APC, Professor Nentawe Yelwada. President Bola Tinubu says his administration established the 200 billion naira intervention fund to support micro, small and medium enterprises and manufacturers to assist them in boosting competitiveness and addressing structural challenges. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, the president stated this when he declared open the 31st Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila has more.
This is the 31st National Economic Summit holding in Abuja with the theme, The Reform Imperative, Building a Prosperous and Inclusive Nigeria by 2030, leveraging technology to drive labor and to unlock full potentials of Nigerians.
As experts in the economy, you know more than the average citizen that the stability in our foreign exchange market is not accidental. It reflects deliberate choices guided by the same economic logic and wisdom that gatherings such as these embody. Along with subsidy removal, these decisions have rescued our public finances, stabilized the economy, and reassured investors at home and abroad. We owe this progress to the sacrifices of Nigerians, whose patience and understanding have been the bedrock of our endurance. To them, I say, the better days we promise are already within sight.
Nigeria's economic reforms are already visible, and Vice President Kashim Shettima said the summit is another platform to expedite action in driving the government's desire in actualizing transformative results.
There is obviously the need for us to also then add local production or significant growth in local production. But the other things that government need to look at, and they're looking at them now, which is good, are levies and the way customs operate. Because those are bottlenecks even today to anyone who wants to do any export. The processes and the procedures that you have to go through.
In areas of trade facilitation through the traditional routes on land and sea, we've worked significantly on a national single window that will be coming live in Q1. And what this means is taking from paper, from policy, into working with human beings to make sure that we give life to the AFCFTA and we really help to tackle those problems.
The investments needed are massive, and to be able to achieve anything like the targets of a $1 trillion economy, really bold action will be needed here, and probably starting on two fronts. One is even more actions on public revenue mobilization.
So it's very important, of course, to keep on insisting on reform that we've heard this morning on modernizing ports and internet connectivity, on establishing a single national window, modernizing custom, creating a digital one-stop shop, upgrading logistics services and warehousing, for instance, for cold chain, bonded warehouses, and prioritize deliverable reforms that directly increase exports, focusing on sectors where Nigeria has a comparative advantage.
And these stakeholders believe Nigeria's success depends on aligning key priorities by driving industrialization-led growth, building infrastructure for competitiveness, advancing inclusion for shared growth, strengthening institutions for sustainable impact, and unlocking investment amid global trade shifts. In Abuja, Brahman Jibrila, NTA News.
And from the presidency, let's shift attention to the National Assembly. The two chambers of the National Assembly are set to resume plenary today after extending the 2-month annual recess by 2 weeks. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikpen reports that the Senate and House of Representatives will be looking forward to receiving the 2026 appropriation bill from the executive arm of government.
After an overstretched recess, both chambers of the National Assembly will be working together to ensure the passage of critical bills that prioritize the welfare of citizens as well as address security and economic concerns, particularly the money bill for 2026.
It is better the Electoral Act and the Constitution is amended before the election season commences to make room for earlier appropriation by INEC. So consideration of the 2026 appropriation bill is also going to engage the members of the National Assembly as well as oversight visits to various ministries, departments and agencies to see to the level of implementation of the 2025 budget with a view to ensuring that it impacts positively on the lives of the people. So these are the issues that are going to be in the front burner.
And of course, there are several bills that we are equally going to progress from first reading to second reading, and there are some we are going to do clause by clause considerations, and there are other some that we are going to pass, which will be promoted to Mr. President for assent. So there is going to be a lot.
Tuesday's resumption of plenary by both chambers will officially mark the commencement of the third session of the 10th National Assembly, with a sense of urgency to accelerate consideration of constitution alteration bills that are critical to electoral and judicial reforms. From the National Assembly, Mitari Ikpen, NTA News.
And meanwhile, all is set for the Senate and House of Representatives to reconvene plenary as both chambers are open for the business of the day. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the two chambers may commence the day's activity with the administration of oath of newly elected lawmakers that emerged winners in the by-elections conducted by INEC during the break. In the Senate, it is likely to have communication from the President for confirmation of appointees. Also likely to take place on the first day of plenary after the break are announcements on defections of lawmakers across party lines. The The National Assembly has been asked to consider stripping the executive of the powers to appoint the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in the ongoing constitution amendment process. This was one of the several proposals when the House Committee on Constitution Review held a consultation with leaders of Nigeria's 19 political parties in Abuja. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikpen has details.
The process to amend the 1999 Constitution continues, with the National Assembly expanding its scope of consultations to include the national chairman and leaders of political parties. The Constitution Review bills cut across judicial and electoral reforms, gender inclusion, state police, and local government autonomy. And the leadership of the National Assembly believes the input of political parties are critical.
Is our Constitution still fit for purpose? Does it reflect the Nigeria we are today, or is it anchored to the Nigeria of a bygone era?
Security too must evolve. It must be local before it can be national. A nation as vast as ours cannot be protected from a single command post. The call for state policing is not a rebellion. It is realism.
The special seat bills represents a bold step towards correcting historic imbalances.
Constitution amendment proposals submitted by the Inter-Party Advisory Council include establishment of an Electoral Offences Commission to try electoral offenders, scrapping of all state independent electoral commissions to allow INEC conduct local government elections, and establishment of an independent appointment committee to select the electoral umpire.
For INEC to be independent, to be free from whatever influence, then to be able to give Nigerians free, fair and credible election, there's necessity that the person who is going to conduct the election must definitely be somebody who is not under the influence of the president.
Everyone needs to be carried along and their views need to be sought so that we can have an inclusive constitutional amendment.
Expectations are high that this Constitution Review consultation will transcend party lines to reflect the wishes and aspirations of Nigerians. In Abuja, Mitari Ikmen, NTA News.
The House of Representatives is examining opportunities and challenges of digital payments with a view to safeguarding the financial system, as well as guiding key players in developing a balanced framework for Nigeria's digital economy. This revelation came up during the inauguration of the Ad Hoc Committee on the Economic, Regulatory and Security Implications of Cryptocurrency and POS Operations in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide reports.
Globally, financial systems are being reshaped by technology. In Nigeria, cryptocurrency and POS operations have grown rapidly, creating new opportunities for commerce, financial inclusion, and innovation. However, alongside these opportunities lie serious risks such as cybercrime, fraud, money laundering, terrorism financing, and regulatory uncertainty.
We are not here to stifle innovations, but innovation without safeguards can destabilize economies, empower criminals, and erode public trust. Our task is to ensure that Nigeria harnesses with the benefits of digital finance while minimizing the risks. As a parliament, we need a legislation to guide the operations of these very important digital financial transactions.
This prompted the need for enforcement of a legislative framework as preventive and regulatory measures.
With this, it is expected that your terminal will be restricted with a 10-meter radius, and it cannot, within that range that is registered, it cannot operate.
It does not only help us to safeguard the space, to restore confidence in even other investors that might want to bring in their platform to come to operate officially in Nigeria.
The largest chunk of transactions globally goes through visual assets, and that is where people move money. It has become in vogue one also wonders why Nigeria is just waking up. But however, they say no time is late.
The other committees are showing Nigerians that it will work hand in hand with the Central Bank, the SEC, NDIC, NFIU, EFCC, ICPC, the Nigerian Police, and other key institutions to ensure that digital finance in the country is a force for growth, not a tool for subversion. In Abuja, Joshua Ogujide, NTA News.
Of the delay in completion of the Calabar-Itu Federal Highway. Despite huge funds released by the federal government, the Senate and House of Representatives Joint Committee on Works has pronounced state of national emergency on the road, calling for a public hearing after embarking on an oversight inspection of the road. Paul Abel reports that the committee also visited the Cross River end of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway under construction.
The Calabar-Itu Federal Highway has been a thing of concern, and despite federal government release of funds, it has been a nightmare for commuters as many sections handled by various contractors are yet to be completed. This, the Senate and House of Representatives Joint Committee on Works on Oversight after interaction with contractors and inspection of different sections of the route, expressed displeasure over the quality of some sections of the route and the delay in completion being attributed to change from asphalt to concrete pavement.
We need a national emergency on this road, and as a parliament we are calling for a public hearing on this matter. How do you get from Cross River into the other parts of the south without this road? We were privileged to be able to clear the road and move past the traffic. But what's going to happen to the average Nigerian?
This has been an eye-opener for my colleagues. They've seen the condition, and this is what Cross Riverians and people from Akwa Ibom go through day in, day out. Because there is no road in Nigeria that is in this condition. Exactly. We know that Mr. President is an action president. He would not want to see this sort of thing happening.
Please, make government take care of this road and work it very well. We beg.
The work is so slow. They've done some part of the road.
The committee also visited the terminating point of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway in Akankpa Cross River Stage, with 1 kilometer of stone base already done, and expressed satisfaction.
I was doubting the project, but I have seen it now, and I think I can report it anywhere that yes, a wonderful job is being done here.
Be patient with us. The renewal hope of Mr. President is coming to pass.
They urge the people to unite and support the project for the prosperity of the South-South and the nation. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Away from National Assembly to other matters, but that will be after the break. This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We'll be right back.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
Solomon Group, established 25 years ago with a bold vision to innovate, inspire, and impact industries across Africa. From humble beginnings, we have become a thriving group of companies. Solomon Group is driven by passion for excellence and precision at delivery, and we have people at the heart of our business. We provide manufacturing of steel pipes, pipe coating, fabrication, and pipeline field joint coating solutions. We supply coated pipes and deliver cutting-edge pipeline asset integrity solutions for the energy and water industries. Over the years, we've earned the trust of our clients, partners, and stakeholders because we have them at the heart of our business. As we celebrate 25 years, we remain committed to excellence at delivery. We invite you to join us at the Solomon Group 9th Energy Summit, holding on November 27 and 28, 2025, at the Solomon Industrial Park, Port Harcourt, to celebrate our partnerships. Come and do business with us at Solomon Group. Let's build a brighter future together. Solomon Group, developing people, plans, products, and solutions for the energy industries.
This is NTA News 24.
Thank you for staying tuned. Let's shift attention to health matters. Amid ongoing disease outbreaks across the country, the federal government has launched a comprehensive emergency preparedness and response plan aimed at strengthening Nigeria's capacity to manage current health crises and prepare for future epidemics and pandemics. The initiative, led by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, is designed to equip all states, including the Federal Capital Territory, with the tools and frameworks needed to effectively respond to public health emergencies and disasters. Oluseye Adiagbo has more.
Since the outbreak of the COVID-19, Nigeria, like many other countries, has continued to adopt various strategies to improve its preparedness, control, and prevention measures against future pandemics. The West African nation has also been grappling with recurring disease outbreaks, and every state of the Federation experiencing its share of public health challenges. At this socialization and unveiling of the state's Emergency Preparedness and Response EPR plan, developed by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) in collaboration with partners, leaders of health systems across the country, particularly state commissioners for health, received strategic documents to guide decision-making and action.
Talk to the states. We have a framework that we developed at NCDC with a level of experience in the past. But now it's a framework, but we are presenting to the states. Then I look at the framework, consider them in the context of their own peculiarity in the state, what resources they have. So it can't be a one-size-fits-all. And that's the essence of this program.
What we are doing here today allows us to further deepen that knowledge, so that we don't have to wait till when there is an outbreak, but that we have the systems in place to be able to first pick it up, what we call early warning signals, to prevent it as well, and should there then be an outbreak, to be able to respond accordingly.
Participants were tasked with adapting the EPR plan, ensuring effective communication, and fostering an environment that supports successful implementation. In Abuja, Oluseye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, has extended an invitation to members of the Council of State and Police Council to a hybrid strategic meeting scheduled for Thursday, October 9, 2025. According to the Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Affairs Office, Dr. Emaso Oko Umobong, the meeting aims to discuss matters of national importance and key issues affecting national security and policing. According to meeting details, the meeting with the Council of State will be by 1 p.m., while the meeting with the Police Council will hold by 2 p.m. at the Council's chambers, Aso Villa. In a significant move to boost child health in Nigeria, the federal government has officially launched the introduction of the measles rubella vaccine into the country's routine immunization. Speaking at the flag-off ceremony held at the State House Banquet Hall, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu described the initiative as a solution, a pathway to hope and a promise of progress. Muljana to Adam Said reports that the rollout is part of landmark immunization campaign under the Renewed Hope agenda aimed at protecting millions of children from preventable diseases.
presence of top personalities at this strategic meeting, but not a regular jamboree. This meeting is to unite and fight to the end all cases of vaccine-preventable diseases in Nigeria. These experts believe the goal is that of saving lives and reaching out to more than 100 million children, particularly from zero dose.
Its twin disease, rubella, though often silent, is equally harmful. When it infects the pregnant woman, the unborn child may likely be born with blindness, deafness, or serious heart defects. The consequences are profound. We cannot allow this devastating trend to continue. That is why we are here today. With this vaccine, our children will be protected against two deadly diseases and enjoy a lifetime of safety and protection.
The children that we vaccinate, the families that we reach, and the trust that we build in our country are what will help deliver the renewed hope promise to our fellow Nigerians and define the legacy, the health legacy of an entire generation.
From religious leaders to custodians of culture and tradition, the messages are simple and clear.
This effort builds on our united fronts against polio, tuberculosis, human papilloma virus, HPV, and other vaccine-preventable diseases. It is also in line with the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, which seeks to ensure that every Nigerian child has a healthy start in life and that no mother dies while birthing life.
It is a very cost-saving measure, and it will enable us to expand access to the routine immunization, and at the end of the day, save more lives.
Because as we know, health is wealth, and our total commitment to ensure that we have a healthy nation.
I want to appeal to each and every one of us also at every community levels that we should continue to put the health and all the well-being of our children first in everything we do.
The flag up is part of the federal government's effort to boost healthcare and fight to end all vaccine-preventable diseases in Nigeria. In Abuja, Murjanatu Adam Said, NTA News.
Have received 50,000 naira each under the Renewed Hope Initiative and Tony Elumelu Foundation Women Economic Empowerment Program. The grants were disbursed by the wife of Katsina State Governor and State Coordinator Renewed Hope Initiative, Zulaiha Diku Rada in Katsina. Awal Haliru has more.
The program has the objective of empowering women and families through the Small Business Recapitalization Grant, providing support to hard-working women and families to build a better tomorrow. The initiative has been rolled out across states in Nigeria to ensure women have access to resources to grow their businesses. The wife of Katsina State Governor stressed the importance of empowering women, urging beneficiaries to use the grant to grow their businesses, employ others, and become role models.
Through this initiative, women across the country have received mentorship, training, and access to resources that are helping them transition from small roadside trading into successful and sustainable businesses.
She also reminded parents and guardians to ensure that children are fully vaccinated against polio, measles, and rubella as Katsina State prepares to launch an integrated vaccination campaign. The event marks another milestone in the Renewed Hope Initiative's efforts to empower women and promote economic development in the state. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Time now for another break. To stay with us.
They are bold. They are creative. They are shaping the future. From classrooms to global stages.
Welcome to today's episode of The Conversation That Matters.
Nigerian youths are making an impact like never before. We are duty-bound to promote ingenuity, courage, and patriotism. Join us on Impact Nigeria as we spotlight stories that inspire, innovations that drive changes, and voices that matter.
What is patriotism to you?
Patriotism simply refers to love of country, commitment to country, determination to face odds in defense of country, and the eagerness to speak with pride about country.
Impact Nigeria, rekindling patriotism, live every Saturday by 5 p.m. on NTA News 24. Join us.
Thank you for staying tuned. The Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund says it is stepping up efforts to bridge communication gaps with its enrollees for more effective service delivery. NSITF Managing Director Oluwaseun Fale made this known while declaring open the 2025 Customer Service Week at the fund's headquarters in Abuja. Joseph Osen has more.
The Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund stands as a key pillar of social protection for Nigerian workers. In cases of workplace accidents that results to injury, incapacitation, or even death, the fund provides vital support to affected workers or their families to help them cope with life's demands. This year's Customer Service Week theme, Mission Possible, offers the Trust Fund an opportunity to strengthen its bond with beneficiaries and celebrate service excellence.
Of course, if you look at also our claims process, there seems to be a lot of ambiguity or lack of understanding as to how that process should work. We think that a customer service or a customer to staff engagement and interface will also deepen that knowledge and enable people to understand what needs to be done.
To deliver on its mandate more effectively, Managing Director of the fund, Falaye, charges staff to demonstrate greater empathy in their dealings with clients while fostering teamwork across the organization.
You understand that at the time that subscribers engage with us, it's often a challenging period for them. They're either dealing with a loss or a bereavement or accidents or challenges, and we must have staffs that really empathize with that situation, that understand the urgency of what is required and the understanding that efficacy of service will really ease the pain or the challenge at that time.
As part of the celebration, NSITF staff took the Customer Service Week campaign to major streets of Abuja, promoting kindness, responsiveness, and trust. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
The federal government is expanding job opportunities for young Nigerians beyond the country's borders. In the latest phase of its international job placement program, 39 artisans from Benue State have departed for Belarus. Joseph Otsan again reports that the Minister of State for Labor and Employment in Kiruka, Onyejocha, urged the beneficiaries to be worthy ambassadors of Nigeria.
These are artisans drawn from different skill areas who work tirelessly each day to earn a living.
But this is just the beginning.
Now their dedication is opening new doors as industrial jobs await them in the Republic of Belarus.
Proving that Nigerian talent is not only capable, but globally competitive.
In 2019, the federal government, through the National Directorate of Employment, signed a memorandum of understanding with the government of Belarus. The agreement focuses on skill transfer and workforce development to boost employment and economic growth in both countries.
Beneficiaries will be contributing about 300,000 naira every month towards their families. That will go greatly into, the development of that local economy wherever they are. And they will be contributing, slightly more than that, a revolving account that will be set up by the Benue State government so that other Benue indigents will also benefit in the future.
Director General of the NDE, Silas Agara, says all states and the FCT were invited to participate, but Benue State was the first to meet the sponsorship requirement.
Decent Nigerians no longer need to undertake the dangerous journey across the Sahara Desert. All they need now are skills, competency, and of course, the support of any subnational government.
The program has created a platform for our youth and professionals to gain global exposure.
Some people were even selected in the IDP camp.
Artisans are expected to work in Belarus for an initial period of up to 10 years, renewable annually based on performance. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
The Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria has commenced cashless payments for all Lagos and Abuja airport transactions. Director Commercial and Business Development of the authority, Joy Adebola Ogumbiadi, disclosed this at the launch of the Go Cashless card in Abuja. Annie Daniels has details.
Traffic at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja Access Gate, isn't unconnected with the challenges encountered by motorists while paying their toll fare.
The experience at many of our revenue points at our airports, the access gate, car parks, lounges, has been defined by an outdated model, cash collections.
To change this narrative, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, introduced a cashless policy. Director, Commercial and Business Development, Joy Adebola Ogumbiade, disclosed that the system will be operational at its designated revenue points, including access gates, car parks, protocol and VIP lounges.
By the time we roll out this program fully, which we hope will be by Q1 next year, I should be able to double the revenue we currently make in FAN. What we are trying to do is to ensure that we are collecting 100% of all the revenue that accrues to the federal government.
It's the Central Bank of Nigeria, Nigerian and global data protection commissions. We do carry out regular independent audits on our system to ensure that we see continuous improvements in the way that we are securing your payments.
The optimistic, the initiative will enhance operational efficiency, ensure revenue assurance, and improve the overall customer experience at Nigerian airports. In Abuja, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
The 2025 harvest season in the nation's capital, Abuja, presents a mixed but cautiously optimistic outlook for the agricultural sector. Findings indicate an easing of food inflation and an increase in food availability in some areas due to the main harvest. In this report, I took a look at the 2025 harvest season despite the persistent and severe challenges, including rainfall volume and high costs of production. It's another harvest season in the FCT, and I traveled all the way to Buari in Yaupé community to see if the harvest is bumper or not. Marcus Yaupé and his entire household are out in the fields to harvest his maize, groundnut, and soya beans. With excitement, they set out to harvest what nature has brought to them through tilling the ground as I joined in their excitement.
You see, the harvesting of this year, in fact, is too poor. In the sense that we are lack of rain, there was not enough water for the crops to grow up. Although we appreciate God by making it possible for us to get a little what we have.
The harvest season, which began around June and peaks between October and December, is contributing to a seasonal increase in food availability. Although Marcos and other farmers' association experienced shortage in rainfall, a general data of the year indicates that food inflation is dropping and the agriculture sector contributions to the gross domestic products is improving. Stakeholders say a lot more can be achieved with deliberate efforts.
Because we have
about 66 million hectares of land in Nigeria. And we were able to utilize only 22 million out of that 66, which the other lands is unutilized, is just wasted. So if we can now come back to the agriculture and pay attention to it, definitely, I'm sure we will achieve a lot and our economy will grow more and more.
One major challenge on the lips of every farmer is the issue of insecurity on farmlands. Malam Mohammed Awolo Rilwan, a rice farmer in large scale, says Nigeria has the potential to produce rice not only for feeding, but for exports.
We already have more than enough processing industries, believe me. Every grain of rice that is produced in Nigeria, even if it's 20 million tons, we have the processors in this country enough to process that rice.
For Malam Ali and Nuhu, they are still attending to their rice farms. And as farmers, with optimism, they are hoping for a bumper harvest.
This loan where government they give, I hear say that they give plenty people. Me never reach me. Since 25 years I dey plant rice. Nobody, I don't know the way where I will start safe. So any person who should help me.
Meanwhile, the president has ordered a Federal Executive Council committee to further crash prices of food items across the country by ensuring the safe passage of products through various routes across the country. And this is evident as prices of some crops have reduced. Nevertheless, farmers are still seeking for effective collaboration, as they say it will bring about food sufficiency in the country. In Abuja, Tessie Omeri, NTA News. Now from agriculture, let's shift to fashion. In positioning African fashion, culture and heritage as a pillar of continental prosperity and defining Africa's cultural future, the Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and the Creative Economy is engaging with the Lai Labode Heritage Foundation to develop Africa into a $500 billion fashion epicenter. Gufad Shaji Ugwanyi reports.
While African fashion and cultural expressions inspire global trends, the economic returns, institutional frameworks, and cultural sovereignty that should accompany these influences are often absent. The Afro-Linganza vision emerges as a direct response to this reality, a structured continental framework designed to reposition African fashion, heritage and cultural enterprise as engines of prosperity, soft power, diplomacy and sustainable development.
Africa can move from a $30 billion fashion economy to about $500 billion. But to do that, we must be very, very, very creative. We decided that Nigeria will establish for Africa a confederation of African fashion, where the protocols and policies for all countries in Africa will be established, where Africa can come together in a very deliberate way to see that we can actually move from the $30 billion economy to $500 billion.
You know, we still have not only to present a roadmap as to how we can hit $1 billion increase in the GDP, but we actually have to deliver it by 2030. And I think with fashion and deliberately using activities such as the one that you have presented is a way that we can do it.
The Minister of Art, Culture, Tourism and the Creative Economy, Hannatu Musa Musawa, also inaugurated the committee to drive this vision into fusion. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji Ugwanyi, NTA News.
An advocacy group in the Niger Delta region says the presidential amnesty program has successfully shifted from conflict resolution to a sustainable model of reintegration and development under his administration. Dr. Dennis Otaro, as a result of his transformative leadership in the Niger Delta. Dr. Dennis Otwaro's leadership, the Presidential Amnesty Program has empowered more than 160 ex-agitators in 2025 alone through global education and skills training in fields such as AI, cybersecurity, and renewable energy, data science, and marine engineering. A statement by National Publicity Secretary of the group, Efekai John, is urging the federal government to honor the administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, the Dennis Otwaro, currently by equipping former agitators with globally relevant skills and economic opportunities. The program has promoted sustained peace, improved oil production, and contributed to increased federal revenue and national security. In Kano, reporters, Kannywood stars, and digital creators came together to highlight key development strides transforming communities across the North. The conversation focused on how federal initiatives are reshaping lives and driving regional growth under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. Awal Salihu reports.
In this hall, Kannywood stars, journalists, and social media influencers from Kano converged and united by a common goal to spotlight the development strides of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration in northern Nigeria. Since assuming office, President Tinubu has rolled out a series of initiatives targeting long-standing infrastructural and social challenges across the nation. And in the north, the impact is becoming visible. From rehabilitated highways and revitalized railway lines to youth empowerment and social intervention programs, progress is steadily unfolding, powered by federal government support.
The renewal of estates, the lower food prices, the ongoing 140 kilometer by 2, which is 280 kilometer of Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Expressway, and improved security in northern Nigeria.
The gathering in Kano serves as a platform to review, track, and promote both completed and ongoing projects, efforts that are driving economic growth and transforming livelihoods across northern communities. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
The newly appointed Director General Chief Executive Officer of the National Biosafety Management Agency, NBMA, Bello Bawabwari, has formally assumed duty as the agency's headquarters in Abuja. He acknowledged the agency's significant progress over the years in ensuring the safe application of modern biotechnology and biosafety practices in Nigeria, and pledged to strengthen the mandate, promote innovation, and ensure that Nigeria remains a leader in biosafety management across Africa. According to Gloria Ogbaki, Head of Information and Public Relations, the new DG also emphasized commitment to deepening stakeholders' engagement, enhancing transparency in regulatory processes, and advancing public trust in the agency's work. Bello Bawabwari, who is a seasoned administrator and legal professional with extensive experience in environmental law, public administration, and institutional development, was recently appointed by President Tinubu to replace former DG Dr. Agnes Iyamisi. You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Here's a recap of our top stories. First, we reported that President Bola Tinubu is back in Abuja after a 10-day working visit to Lagos. National Assembly set to resume after 2 months annual recess.
The Electoral Act and the Constitution is amended before the election season commences.
Federal government unveils a state-level emergency preparedness and response plans.
This is NTA News 24.
Thank you for staying tuned. From personalized learning to grading assignments in seconds, AI is reshaping education at lightning speed. However, a study reveals a negative impact on critical thinking due to frequent AI tool usage. In the special report, Toiba Anifowoshi examines the question, is AI a blessing or a curse in education?
Today, tools like ChatGPT, Kamigo, Grammarly can help students learn faster. However, industry players are becoming worried about the negative impact of AI tool usage in education. A publication by the Swiss Business School reveals a negative relationship between critical thinking and over-reliance on AI tools.
AI brings in too much dependence on technology, and over-reliance on AI-powered tools can lead to a lack of critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Because of these resources it provides and being generated in nature, AI-powered tools can make it easier for students to cheat and lecturers too. Because from the basic classroom assignment, PhD thesis, AI can be used to cut corners.
AI systems can sometimes carry biases, and these are real concerns. Concerns about privacy, ethics, and maintaining academic integrity. And as many have observed, over-reliance on AI might reduce human interactions, which is vital for social and emotional learning. And while AI can support learning, it can never replace the human interaction that is so important for developing social skills and also emotional intelligence.
Many experts believe that AI should be treated as a tool to enhance human capabilities and not replace them.
So as educators, it is our responsibility to make sure that AI is used to enhance and not replace the personal connections that are at the heart of education.
So, maybe the question isn't, is AI a blessing or a curse in education? Maybe the real question is, are we ready to use it responsibly? In Abuja, Toyiba Anifowoshi, NTA News.
Many thanks, Toiba. It should never replace human interaction. Let's learn to use it responsibly. And it is on that responsible note we conclude the news at 10. We thank you for watching. I am Tessie Omeri. Good morning.